The UNSW Lighthouse was one of the earliest buildings, built in 1961, designed by the New South Wales Government Architect Office. The Roundhouse has hosted a wide variety of events such as concerts, conferences, and even weddings. As the Roundhouse is a landmark of social life in UNSW, it went through a recent redevelopment that upgraded the interior of the building to help modernize the venue's facilities and improve flexibility of spaces to cater to a diverse range of events, including live music, student functions, and academic and corporate meetings. The following video provides an overview of our material analysis, including structural and non-structural materials, such as bricks, concrete, and glass, and it goes through a sustainability assessment.
The bricks used in the roundhouse function as a structural support system, as bricks have high compressive strength, allowing for heavy loads to be put on the structure, and assisting the steel framing, which has high tension strength. Bricks are also used in the roundhouse as a way to separate the rooms from one another, such as the bar area and the auditorium. This is steel framing, and due to concrete having weak tension but high compressive strength, the steel framing allows the roundhouse to have a high level of tensile strength. This allows for the roundhouse to have a strong foundation, allow for the distribution of live and fixed loads in the building. Steel is also a very good material for the roundhouse, as they are easy to replace and mostly recyclable. However, weather such as rain can corrode the steel, making the steel rot and less durable. Concrete gives structural support such as concrete slabs and foundations, allowing for high amounts of live loads such as big groups of people walking around the building and other extra equipment such as pool tables and speakers. The concrete is also very effective as a soundproofing and can withstand high heavy winds and other poor weather conditions. However, the concrete needs extra support from other materials as it has low tensile strength.
This is an example of how glass is used as a non-structural material. Glass is a solid material that is transparent, brittle, and thermal resistant. It allows light to pass through and objects to be seen through the other side. Glass is also very brittle, although very weak in tensile strength. Glass is used commonly non-structurally as it has a very sleek modern look and can be seen in windows, doors, and other decorative furniture. Glass promotes natural daylight, reducing reliance on artificial lighting and lowering energy consumption, and is a key reason why they used it in the UNSW roundhouse here. Glass also gives the roundhouse a very nice modern aesthetic look. This is an example of aluminum as a non-structural material. Aluminum is a metal that is highly versatile within construction works. It's lightweight, malleable, and durable, making it easy to transport and ideal for construction. Aluminum is malleable, allowing it to be shaped into different shapes and sizes. It is also a very strong and durable material and is commonly used in window frames, roofing, and walls. Aluminum is also able to resist corrosion. Due to this, it does not have to be replaced within the venue, which means the venue does not have to close down for reconstruction. This is essential for the roundhouse as it's going all year long. Aluminum framing can support acoustic control, which is vital in a performance venue like the roundhouse. This is an example of how timber is used as a non-structural material. Timber has good compressive strength, thermal insulation, and it also has a very nice natural aesthetic appeal. Due to its aesthetic appeal, timber is commonly used non-structurally for windows, doors, and cabinetry. Timber serves no load-bearing roles, but enhances the internal environment. As timber is renewable and biodegradable, it's used in the roundhouse as their attempt to be sustainable. The roundhouse also hosts a diverse range of events and has a lot of people coming in. Thus, the nice appeal is a key factor in the selection of timber.
The roundhouse uses double glazed glass around its facade. The environmental impacts of glass include high CO2 emissions due to burning fossil fuels in the manufacturing process, as well as the transport required. manufacturing process also involves high energy costs to power high temperature furnaces to smelt raw materials. However, energy used is saved when recycling glass due to the lower melting point compared to its raw materials. The economic impacts of glass include, despite the expensive initial cost of double glazed glass, it can be used to create more energy efficient buildings, evident in the UNSW Roundhouse building, which leads to cost efficiency in the long term. This also includes its low maintenance costs and the long life durability of glass. Despite the labour-intensive and polluted working environments of glass manufacturing, Australia promotes safe working environments through its strict legislations, ensuring correct training, PPE, and supervision are present in all workplaces. A sustainable alternative to glass windows includes an acrylic plastic called plexiglass. The advantages to glass include less energy cost to manufacture, lightweight transport, and it's more sustainable as it is easier to process and recycle. However, acrylic windows are more prone to scratches, yellowing, and known to warp under high temperatures. Therefore, the use of glass panels in the UNSW Roundhouse, despite being less sustainable, offers improved heat resistance, structural durability, and ensures the building's long-term aesthetic qualities. One approach to improve the sustainability of glass production is by adopting electric-powered melting technologies, which can replace or partly subsidize the burning of fossil fuels in the manufacturing process. However, the implications of this approach include the need for more capital investment into the technology, as well as increased energy use in electricity, which requires sustainable renewable energy plants.
Why is that when you can buy a
Go.
As for steel, it is highly recyclable, however depletes non-renewable resources, emits large amounts of greenhouse gases, and has a high energy consumption. Steel does also have a higher upfront cost, however benefits from a low maintenance cost, giving it a longer lifespan and recyclability. Steel also benefits society in providing a durable material for many uses in providing, such as high-rise buildings to roads. However, the risks are to the health and safety of manufacturers and steel handlers. A key alternative to steel that will lower emissions of greenhouse gases but may lead to higher emission costs is green steel. The way this alternative can produce fewer emissions than regular steel is by substituting coal for hydrogen. An approach to improve the sustainability of steel will be to encourage recycling and repurposing. Steel can be recycled over and over again without losing its strength and quality. This means we could keep using steel without having to use resources to dig up raw materials. Ultimately, this approach would reduce landfill, save energy as the need to manufacture would be lowered.
Finally, this is the project we did at the Roundhouse. This is the entrance of the Roundhouse. One thing we learned throughout our group project was the importance of clear communication and time management, as we had to meet a schedule. We also had to plan efficiently, allocate tasks, and ensure each member had the opportunity to contribute meaningfully. Finally, we learned how to take our range of inputs and ideas and combine them with our given structure to ensure our recording stayed on topic, met the time limit, and reflected our shared goals.